I promise if you give me just a few minutes of your time, today's video will leave you feeling inspired, making you feel seen, and making you feel something. I'm going to bring out the emotions today. Today's Substack article is about sensitivity and how it is growing up being a very sensitive person, because that is me. But I'm just going to read out this article. All right. Just make it a little smaller. Fiona Apple made me realize being sensitive isn't a weakness, an ode to growing up as the overly sensitive person and how to see it as your strength. I made this little Canva picture. Your sensitivity is the most beautiful thing about you, and don't let anyone make you think otherwise, because how I grew up, it was always seen as something bad, and it's not bad. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of short clips and edits of Fiona Apple, and I don't think I've ever related to somebody more. When you grow up as a sensitive person, you almost feel ashamed of parts of yourself. Being sensitive was never seen as something cool. It was seen as a weakness, like you weren't strong enough, like you couldn't handle things, like you took everything too personally. It was never framed as something beautiful. But the truth is, you just feel everything. You feel so deeply, and sometimes it feels like a curse, but also a blessing at the same time. The emotions you feel are intense, whether they're happy, sad, or anything in between. And growing up, that can be hard. You're told you're too sensitive, you're emotional, your emotions are almost frowned upon. That is how it feels. So you just start to believe it. I know I did. I thought it was my weakness, that I was too sensitive, too kind, couldn't stand up for myself, but now looking back, I see it differently. It's actually my superpower. The fact that I can feel emotion so deeply is something I used to question, but now I see it as a gift. Imagine not feeling deeply at all, not loving wholeheartedly, not caring. That would be so much sadder. Being sensitive means you care deeply about everything and everyone around you. You put your heart into your relationships, your friendships, your conversations, even with strangers. And yes, sometimes that means you care too much about the wrong things, but it always comes from a place of pureness. A genuine desire to make people feel good, to show up for them, to soften the world around you in whatever you can. And I don't think I would ever want it to be any other way. And there's a quote from Fiona Apple. I'm such an incredibly, stupidly sensitive person that everything that happens to me, I experience it really intensely. I feel everything very deeply. And when you feel things deeply and you think about things a lot, you think about how you feel and you learn a lot about yourself. And when you know yourself, you know life. This quote from Fiona Apple could not feel more real. When you overthink, when you're sensitive, when you feel everything so deeply and reflect on your life, that's when you truly start to know yourself. You become rooted in who you are, in a way that not everyone gets to experience. You know what you feel, you know what you want, you know what matters to you, and there's something more fulfilling in that. And there's nothing more fulfilling in that. Even if people judge you or think you're too sensitive, I don't care anymore, because I truly believe that's one of my best qualities. I just don't speak if I have nothing to say. That's what tact is. At the same time, being sensitive can feel really exhausting, especially in social situations. You start to notice everything, the energy in the room, the way people are responding, whether conversation feels genuine or forced. You feel it immediately, even when no one seems to. And yes, you want to be heard. You want people to care about what you're saying and actually take it in. But at the same time, I've realized that if I don't feel like I have something meaningful to say, I just won't say anything. I'd rather be quiet than to speak just to fill space. And if I do feel like I'm not being heard, I don't force it. I just go quiet, not in a sad way, but in more of an observant way. I sit back and watch. I notice how people interact, how conversations flow, how energy shifts in a room. Being sensitive makes you very aware of those things. So instead of trying to insert myself into every conversation, I've learned to be okay with silence, to speak when it feels right and to stay quiet when it doesn't. You'll remember me like a melody. I'll haunt the world inside you. But I also feel like sensitive people understand something really important, the impact they have on others. I know that the people in my life, my friends, my relationships, I will always care deeply for them. I will always try and make them feel better, support them, to be there for them, because I understand how bad it feels to go through something alone. And I think that's why Fiona Apple's lyrics stuck with me so much. You'll remember me like a melody, I'll haunt the world inside you. Not in a heavy or negative way, but in the sense that when someone feels things deeply, when they love deeply, when they show up fully as themselves, they leave something behind in people. A feeling, a shift, a memory that stays. Sensitive people feel everything, not just their emotions, but other people's too. Even if you haven't gone through exactly what someone else is going through, you understand the emotional side of it. You can feel it, and because of that, you don't just pass through people's lives. You stay with them in the way you made them feel, and that kind of emotional depth is so powerful. Life can hit me with whatever and it'll go through me and come out as something nice. Being an overly sensitive person also means that you know yourself really well. And when you know yourself like that, you trust that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. There's something so strong in that, knowing that everything in life is a win when the goal is experienced. And that whatever happens, good or bad, you'll get through it. There's always light on the other side. And when you know yourself deeply, you feel grounded, you feel confident, you feel okay with whatever comes your way because you trust yourself to handle it. That's what makes life so beautiful. Life is everything: good, bad, terrifying, exciting, messy, and extraordinary all at once. I love being a sensitive person. I love feeling everything so deeply, even the hard emotions. Even writing this, I feel emotional because I care so much about what I'm saying and what I want to do in this world. There's something so beautiful about having a pure heart, about knowing your intentions are good, about choosing to see the good in life, because the truth is the amount of good in your life depends on your ability to see it. Yes, being sensitive means you'll feel the lows more deeply, but it also means the highs feel so much more meaningful, and that's what makes it worth it. Because when you look for the good finds you too. And I truly believe being overly sensitive is one of the best things you can be, because what could be worse than feeling nothing at all? And the fact that I grew up thinking this was my weakness when it actually shaped me into who I am today means everything. I grew up the whole time thinking that being sensitive was bad and that I was so sensitive, and it was always frowned upon. And coming to realize now that that's actually what makes me so powerful is so empowering in itself, because I truly get me. I understand myself and understand that people want to be emotionally intelligent, and I know that I'm extremely emotionally intelligent and know that I can bring so much light and happiness and amazingness into this world. And if you are somebody that is very sensitive to everything and feels everything so deeply, please remember that that is good. That is an amazing quality that you have, and that should not be frowned upon. And if people tell you that you're too dramatic and that you're too sensitive and try and make you feel ashamed for who you are, just take what they're saying with a grain of salt, because they don't understand. They have no idea how amazing it is to feel so deeply about your friends and family and everyone in your life, even if sometimes it can be feeling too deeply about the wrong things. But it all comes at a cost, and it is such a blessing to feel so deeply. And never forget that. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next few days. Thanks. Bye.